This will be a video response to WolfOfGrace's latest series of videos, which I'll link all of them in the description down below. First of all, this is kind of unrelated, but have we met before? Because I swear I've heard your voice somewhere. So your first video, titled Atheists Have Lost the War, was essentially you going on some sort of tirade about how atheists are irrational and illogical, and as soon as you get all the politicians to see your way, then you're going to take away our voice in your country. To be quite honest, even if you did have a valid point in that video, I don't think any politician would take the words of some raving, mad, rambling dude on the internet seriously. One minor correction in that whole atheists have lost the war video, firstly. Atheists do not say that God does not exist, or at least not all atheists do. The core tenet of atheism is essentially a non-belief or a lack of belief in a particular god or gods. Now, why we don't believe in a god or gods, or whether or not we even have a reason to disbelieve in a god or gods, is entirely up to the individual atheist. Skepticism of your god does not require any faith in the same way that skepticism of invisible pink flying teapots and Harry Potter and Gandalf do not require any sort of faith to disbelieve in Harry Potter or Gandalf or the invisible pink flying teapot. Let's just say that atheists have more faith. It takes more faith to not believe in God than it does to believe in God. In that case, if your God values faith, which he does, it says so in the Bible, wouldn't you rather be an atheist instead of a Christian if it's true that atheists have more faith because they don't believe in God? So you can't really have it both ways. Either you think that faith is just as ridiculous of a virtue as we atheists do and you're trying to hide the fact, or that you didn't even consider what you were about to say, you just wanted to discredit atheists as much as you already have. In any case, I don't know where the fuck you're coming from. So as conceited and arrogant as it might be for me to say this, I can't take you seriously right off the bat. Do you know why? It's because you don't treat me like an equal. Then how can I treat you like an equal? Or at least how do you expect me to treat you like my intellectual equal and treat you seriously if you do not show that same respect to me? And how do I know that you don't treat me like an equal? You don't treat any atheist like an equal. You've made that damn clear in the video Atheists Have Lost the War. Let's get started with your first video titled My Explanation to BionicDance, which was a pretty quick response to a video that just came out the very same day. Firstly, you say there is archaeological evidence in which the Bible is clearly supported. Now, I'm not going to discount that just yet, but I'd like to get back to that because I think you mentioned that in two of your other videos, and I think it would be more appropriate to give an explanation there. You say that BionicDance and people like her, presumably atheists like myself, are just drones of doubt. That if we doubt everything so much that we need therapy. And you know, maybe that's your opinion. And you know what? Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm not some psychiatrist. I don't claim to be educated in this area. But when it comes to rational thinking, when it comes to trying to determine fact from fiction, there is honestly no such thing as too much doubt. You can never be too skeptical, too doubtful about the world around you. You must always continue to double check to make sure that the facts you have are the facts that are real. And this is not only practical, but it's honest. It's honest in the sense that we are willing to even doubt ourselves and our own discoveries and our own knowledge that we have achieved throughout the years. It is the approach of the humble. It's the approach of the intellectually honest to doubt. And personally, I think that whether or not you are an atheist or a Christian does not matter. If you have such brazen-faced certainty of something that you are absolutely sure it's a fact, and you are not allowed to second guess. It's just set in stone and leave it alone. That sort of attitude, I find, is a sure sign of gullibility, of naivety, of intellectual dishonesty, and above all, intellectual laziness. This is the sort of attitude that people take advantage of, that dictators hope that all their little subjects can just be drones and not question and not doubt and just follow what they're told to do. This is the sort of attitude that sets our world back and does not advance our own understanding of the surroundings that we live in. You say you're not enraged, as you put it, but I beg to differ. You know why? Because you are. You've threatened us atheists in that previous video by trying to have our voices silenced. Did you not say this?
And as soon as I get all of this information to every politician that I could possibly send it to, you're all going to be ruined in this country. None of you will ever get a vote in politics from any of us. You have all lost.
I rest my case. Your first video, titled Start Here for Archaeological Evidence Validating the Bible, provided a link, which I did follow and which I did explore a little bit. And, well, you come across some of the same problems that we've already discussed. Well, I'm sure that you've already discussed with people. The first problem I see is that even if I gave you the best possible chance to prove yourself, that all of this stuff in this website was confirmed by other sources, in which I don't really think it is, because I've yet to see it, although I would be happy to see it confirmed by other sources. Even if it was, though, that still doesn't make your case any better, for two reasons. The first reason, which I'll discuss now, it's because most of that actually proves the Old Testament is true. And okay, let's say I grant you that. I will grant that the Old Testament happens to be true, or at least certain events of it were true. That would prove Judaism, wouldn't it? Not Christianity. The problem is that the New Testament is just so unsupported through any means, archaeological or otherwise, to my knowledge at least, that it really makes it difficult for me to even believe that this Jesus character even existed in the first place. And even if I were to grant again that whatever this website posted was true, that doesn't automatically prove that the New Testament is true, even if you did prove that the Old Testament happened to be true, or that certain parts of the Old Testament happened to be true. Furthermore, I don't see any of this supported in any sort of scientific literature whatsoever, and the website, and you, for that matter, do not link to any sort of scientific literature that clearly states a link between these archaeological findings and the validity of your Bible. Now let's finish off with your last video. Scientists and physicists claim evidence for God. Well, first of all, physicists are scientists, so that's kind of redundant. But in this particular video, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed. You linked to a video, which I did watch, and I will also link in the description down below, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. But I really wonder if you even watched this video, because all I hear are the opinions of people who are, yes, more educated than I can possibly ever hope to be, but did they provide any sort of evidence beyond, it's just my opinion? Not that I saw, not in that video, no. And if you see that I've missed a point, if you think that I'm, again, bullshitting you, then please point me to the time in the video where it shows exact evidence correlating the existence of God with the validity of Big Bang Theory. And I think I know what you're thinking right now. Oh, another atheist who's so close-minded and doesn't accept all the evidence that I presented when it's clearly right fucking there. Well, it's not that I'm close-minded. I very well might be. I don't know. But personally, I think it's not that atheists are close-minded and that we don't want to listen to you. It's that you have a really low standard of proof compared to us. We just have a really high standard of proof because we are doubtful, we are skeptical. And in a sense, I don't think that's a bad thing because it minimizes the margin of error in which we can be wrong about what we see. So there's my response to you. All I really need sort of evidence is just peer-reviewed literature. It's not that difficult. If you want to be taken seriously as an intellectual, if you want to establish yourself as someone who does value the same things that scientists and archaeologists do, then why don't you follow the same process they do instead of trying to go through the back door and post these things on websites as if they were actual facts that have been verified through other unbiased sources, when obviously it hasn't even gone through the same process as legitimate scientists and archaeologists work their asses every day to go through. Thanks for watching, and may the truth always be heard.